All right, we are live for the first time. What's up, everybody? If anybody's watching, I'm Matt, Halloween Daily News. Happy Michael Myers Monday, everybody. Thanks for checking out our first live broadcast. There might be more to come, might not be. We'll see how it goes. But this is more or less a test to see if anybody's watching and to see if you want to see more. And if you got questions or topics you want to talk about, it's Michael Myers Monday, so what better time, right? Um, there was a little bit of Michael Myers news in the last week that we can talk about. A couple statues went up for pre-order. That's been a pretty exciting thing on our website, anyway. If you didn't see last week, Sideshow Collectibles as well as PCH Collectibles put up their new 1/4 scale Michael Myers statues for pre-order, and they are beautiful. They are very high priced, but they are extremely high quality, as I'm sure you know. And we've been getting a lot of feedback about those. There's two versions. There's the collector's edition and the one they call the slasher edition. And they came out, and then about the same time, Spirit Halloween put up for pre-order their new Michael Myers statue, which a lot of our readers have been flipping out over. In fact, the Spirit website listed them as sold out for about a day, and now, as of the last I checked, they did have them back up on the site in stock once again. So, and I'll put links to both of these in the at the bottom of this video. And again, you can always go to HalloweenDailyNews.com, of course. The Spirit one is a light up statue, and it is pretty reasonably priced at $40. And it's got Michael, his bloody knife in one hand, jack-o'-lantern in the other, and the jack-o'-lantern lights up. It takes batteries. It is LED light up, and it's not as tall as the greeter that came out last year. It's they listed as 9.6 inches high, so it's not really big. It can fit on your shelf with your other figures and collectibles pretty easily. The 1/4 scale, of course, that thing's ginormous, and it is pretty awesome. And Sideshow, of course you guys know, I mean, they put out amazing collectibles all the time, and this is no exception. And I believe they're still taking pre-orders, on that last I checked. Also last week, we got official word that John Carpenter's Halloween 4K is getting a special limited edition Steelbook coming to, it's a Best Buy exclusive. And that's coming this September. That also got a ton of traffic in the last week. And you can see the beautiful cover art of that Steelbook at HalloweenDailyNews.com. It's very reasonably priced, $19.99, not bad for Steelbook. It does come with the Blu-ray and a digital code as well, and it will be released on September 29th. So I know a lot of you are going to be getting that because, yes, I know it's just another version of the movie you already own 10 versions of, but come on. And that artwork, man, it's awesome. Let's see what else is going on in Michael Myers news. We know about the delay. I don't think we need to really. The Myers fan. Hi, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate you, man, and everything you do and your support. The Myers fan 25. Follow him on Facebook. Subscribe to him on Subscribe to him on YouTube. He does great stuff. Been doing it a lot longer than I've been doing anything on YouTube. He's been on here since the early days. Let's see. I'm gonna buy it because of the digital download. Yeah. Pika Beats. Awesome. That's very true. Yeah. This is the first time that I know of that 78 is going to be available for digital download. So just that digital copy is reason in itself almost to spend the $20. Again, I know we all own numerous copies. I own numerous copies. In fact, when the 35th anniversary Blu-ray came out, that was pretty much the reason I bought a Blu-ray player. So I get it. And I got the 4K edition in 2018 when that one came out. And I don't really expect there's going to be different bonus features on this release. There may be. I don't know. But I'm not really expecting much more. But it is very cool that 4K, Blu-ray, and the digital. So let's see. We're getting some comments here. Yes, it's annoying. Yep. Yeah. But that 4K is going to be awesome. I think they're going to release another collector's edition of 78. I mean, I think they're going to keep re-releasing that as many. Oh, I see, like a box set with all the movies in 4K. Now that I could see that. I mean, that collector's, that complete collection that was released a few years ago. As we know, it's not complete now as of 2018, and now we've got 2 more movies coming. So, and yeah, the sequels have not been released on 4K, just 2018 and 78 as of right now. So, yeah, I could totally see them putting together another box set. I know that was logistically a very big deal when it happened because, you know, a lot of different studios involved, a lot of producers involved, and a lot of us thought that we'd never get an official box set with all the movies. And when it did happen, it was pretty amazing and pretty monumental for the franchise. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again, and include the new movies. I kind of think if they were going to do it, they'll probably wait until Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends after they're released. And after they get their own Blu-ray releases, then at that point, maybe we're looking at around the 45th anniversary of the original. I could see maybe at that point they do a new ultimate complete collection that includes everything that the last complete collection included, right up through the new films. I could see that happening. And this time, instead of having them all on Blu-ray, it would be 4K, obviously. We'll see, though. I don't know for sure, but that would be awesome. Let's see. I have my collector's edition signed by some of the cast. I regret it. Should have gotten a poster signed instead. Yeah, that's always a debate of what items to get signed and what not. And do you have the 10 disc version or the full 15 disc version? Because they're both pretty awesome, but that 15 disc is amazing with all the extra bonus on there. You're the owner of HDN, right? Yes, I am. Yep. This is me. I'm Matt, founder, owner, editor-in-chief, Halloween Daily News. This is me stepping out of my comfort zone to be in front of the camera. I'm much more comfortable being behind the camera usually. Usually it's my wife that does the on-camera stuff. She's a lot more natural at it, and I'm a lot more natural behind the camera. But just wanted to jump on here today and you know, see if anybody's watching, see how this works, try to get a little more comfortable with doing the live thing, because that's what the kids like today, right? The 15, yeah, the best one, yeah, the 15. It's crazy. A lot of people don't even realize, I think, that the 15 disc came out. A lot of people get that 10 disc and they find it at Walmart or Best Buy or wherever, and they don't even realize that the 15. But man, yeah, that's the one I've got, and it is awesome. Let's see. So yeah, if we're going to get another box set, I don't know, but I would love to see it. And in my opinion, that it would probably come after the current films have all been released. Because let's see, that's going to be now we're looking at 2021 and then 2022. So by 2023, that's the 45th anniversary of the original. So maybe around 2023 they do a what then would be, how many films are we looking at then? We're looking at 13 films, right? And then bonus features, and maybe that's when we get the some of the bonus footage from Halloween 2018 that we haven't seen yet, but we've heard about. Should have gotten the poster signed because it would have looked sweet on my wall, like your poster. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. This one over here is actually from H4O in 2018, the H4O event, reunion event in Pasadena. And those two back there are from the Scream Factory releases of Halloween 3. Remember that when Shout Factory first launched Scream Factory, and their first two releases under the Scream Factory brand was Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. That was awesome. And then behind me there's Night of the Demons 2, also from Scream Factory. And the Godzilla, I forget where that, I think that came out of a Fangoria, probably. But what Retribution? I hear you. A continuation of Resurrection, right? Yep. I mean, and that's something we could talk about at some point too. I don't know how much we want to concentrate on it tonight, but I kind of look at Halloween as a especially the way it's gone now. It really is. I don't know if you guys remember the old Choose Your Own Adventure books, but that's kind of how I look at the Halloween franchise. It's Choose Your Own Adventure now. Like there's so many different ways you can watch it. You could choose to watch part 1 and literally stop there, and it's probably the greatest ending of certainly any horror movie that I can think of. You can carry on to part 2. You could stop there. You could go to part 2 and then go to 4. You could end there. You could do 4 through 6 and get the whole Jamie Lloyd story. You can skip 3, 4, 5, and 6 and just go from part 2 to H4O and Resurrection, and you've got that story. You can do the Rob Zombie storyline. You can do part 1, stop, go straight to part 3, and then there you go. You got 2 great Halloween movies right there that stand on their own. And of course now you can go part 1 right into the 2018 film and the new one's coming. So, it's choose your own adventure at this point. And, I that's kind of how I look at it. There's really no wrong way to watch the franchise now. And, so yeah, if they were to go back and in some way continue something from Resurrection, honestly, after these current movies are done, who knows? Who knows what they'll do? I mean, this franchise has already kind of broken all the rules of sequels anyway, so I could see them doing it again and going back and doing something else totally unexpected. I do think after these current films from David Gordon Green and Blumhouse have concluded, I think they'll probably give us another 5 to 10 years, honestly, probably, before, and then there'll be another batch of films from another director, another creative team. And again, I don't know this for a fact. I mean, they might do something after Halloween Ends with this same team. I don't know. But excuse me. Let's see. Yeah. Awesome. So, let's see. We got a couple people watching. My friend never watched Halloween, so I made him just watch the original, then the 18 one. He loved it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I really like the 18 one. I thought it was a good sequel. You know, I obviously I love the whole franchise. I really do. I find things that there are things that I love about all of the sequels, and honestly, you know, I could, if I was going to be get picky, I could find things that bug me about each of them. You know, because again, nothing tops that original. But I really enjoyed 2018. I'm really looking forward to Kills. From what I've heard about it, I think it's going to be exciting. And that's one thing I was going to mention today that kind of I figured I'd just kind of recap the week in Michael Myers news. Um, but I don't know if you guys saw our new Tommy Doyle, Anthony Michael Hall. He put a new photo of himself up on Instagram. It was actually late last night, but and I don't know that it's actually from the filming of the movie. It very well might be, but it he's in character as Tommy. He's with this baseball bat, and he looks pretty pissed, and he is you know, he loved it. What's his name? The actor playing Tommy Doyle. It's his name is Anthony Michael Hall. You know him from just a ton of films over the years. Weird Science is one of my favorites. But yeah, I reposted his photo on our Instagram account today, and but you know, I think not to get too speculative here, but yeah, I mean, Tommy looks pissed in in the little bit we've seen of him, and I think, you know, that's, you know, from what we've heard from David Gordon Green in various interviews, this film is going to be about Haddonfield and the residents and their feelings and how they want to handle Michael being back. Whereas the first film was really all about Laurie, this one's going to be about the residents of Haddonfield, and I think that's evidence in the legacy cast members that we know are coming back and the legacy characters. So I hope that answered your question about what's his name. It's Anthony Michael Hall, and he's a great actor. Of course, you know, I wish Brian Andrews was in it. He's the original Tommy Doyle. You know, I don't know the full story about why he's not. But I mean, Anthony Michael Hall is a great actor, and I'm sure he's going to do a fabulous job. Of course, we do have a lot of the original actors from '78 coming back, which is going to be very exciting. Even if those characters just pop in you know, for small cameos, which I'm totally prepared that that's probably what they'll be most likely. I still think it's going to be awesome and great. Much like when we heard PJ Soul's voice as Allison's teacher in 2018 in her voice cameo. I thought that was pretty awesome. Are you getting the Halloween figures, the little ones? Do you mean the NECA Halloween 3 figures? The Halloween 3 Silver Shamrock trick-or-treaters? Yes, yeah, I definitely plan to. I don't own them at the moment, and yeah, I definitely plan to. But yeah, those figures look awesome. I do have the Ultimate Michael from 2018 that came out from NECA. They have the house too damn much. Yeah, I hear you. I'm down here in my little hideaway. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, well, hey, I mean, if this goes well, you know, maybe we can do more of this. This is actually something I've wanted to try to do more of, and things keep getting in the way, and a lot of it is just life and everything going on in the world, and there's never a great time, and so, you know, I figured, you know, no better time than now, and like I said, this isn't exactly my comfort zone, so bear with me, but yeah, if you guys are into it and want to do more, I'm certainly hoping to do more of this type of stuff. Maybe we can make it a Michael Myers Monday thing, and and then other times we can come on and talk about other Halloween stuff. Because as you know, we do cover a lot more than just the Halloween franchise. That's always been kind of, you know, a huge focus of the Halloween Daily News brand. But we cover all Halloween news about the holiday. And honestly, I think this year, with everything going on, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the holiday itself this year. And that's something I'd love to talk about at some point. Awesome. Yeah, keeping it in the family. I love it. Awesome. Halloween 3 remake, make it happen. Hey, I mean, again, you never know. You never know. I mean, I maybe after they're done with these, Blumhouse is done with these three films, maybe, maybe they go back to what Carpenter and Deborah Hill originally wanted to do, which was more or less put out a different Halloween movie every October, and it would always just be a different story. It'd be an anthology series like Halloween 3 was. And of course, Halloween 3 didn't make the money at the box office that Universal and the producers wanted, and that's where they went back to Michael. And it's been that way ever since, and for obvious reasons. But again, I mean, this franchise has always kind of done its own thing and made its own rules. So, they break the rules and they make their own rules. And so I wouldn't put anything past the Halloween franchise. Malik, what he's going to do, I couldn't even speculate. I wouldn't be surprised, though. I know years ago he had said he'd never do a TV series, and then there was some talk that maybe there might be one at some point. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that TV has it's become more prestigious to be on TV in recent years than it was years ago, and so I could even see that happening down the line, possibly. And if they were going to do that, I would almost say keep Michael out of it and do another type of story in Haddonfield, or maybe even have Michael at Smith's Grove and have it all take place at Smith's Grove. Maybe Loomis, the younger years, or maybe some other weird Halloween events that happen in Haddonfield. I don't know. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but I'll be watching whatever it is. I know that. What happened to that video game? Yeah. I mean, I would love to see a good official Halloween video game. And again, I would not rule anything out in the future. I think it could totally happen. Halloween TV series anthology. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would be all for it. Let's see. So what else? Did I get to all the news items in recent weeks? Yeah, you heard the original, and part 4 and 5 are going to be playing some drive-ins. Hopefully you'll be able to get that at a drive-in near you and go see it. We got the 4K coming out, the 2 statues, and have you watched The Thing with Two Heads yet? If you haven't, I'll give a shout out to my buddy Sean Clark and the great Christopher Nelson. They've got a new video podcast here on YouTube. It's called The Thing with Two Heads. And if you're not watching it, you should. That's another reason that kind of inspired me a little bit and gave me a little bit of courage to go ahead and do this, because those guys, I've met both of them. I've interviewed both of them. They're just great guys, and I've really enjoyed their first few episodes. And their most recent episode that came out last week features the first part of an interview they did with Mr. Nick Castle. And I highly recommend go check it out. Sean's channel is Malfunk Sean. That's Sean, Sean. And or just search for The Thing with two heads, and I'm pretty sure it will show up in your YouTube search. And part two of their interview is, I believe, coming out tomorrow, Wednesday, August 11th. No, tomorrow is not Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I think it's coming out this Wednesday. But this current episode with Nick, who I've also met and interviewed and is every bit as cool and awesome as you can imagine and would hope, which is great when that happens. He didn't really spoil anything, of course, but he did tease just a little bit about his cameo in Halloween Kills. So if you didn't watch that episode, you need to watch it. I'll just give you the brief rundown. And it was very brief. They didn't talk about Halloween Kills very much. But Castle did absolutely confirm that, yes, he filmed a cameo again, just like he did in 2018 as Michael. And what he actually said was that it's something that he could imagine might be cut from the film, which he hopes it's not, but whatever the scene is, he could imagine it might be. And but then Christopher Nelson said that the cut of the film that he's seen, it is in there. So, and Nick made a comment that in post-production, when he was doing the breathing, he didn't remember seeing the scene, and Christopher basically said, his quote was, "There isn't room for the breathing. You wouldn't need the breathing at that scene." So I don't know what the scene is they're talking about. It definitely got my curiosity going and got me excited. Again, it's not really a surprise that Nick's doing another cameo. I think we all expected that and look forward to that. But confirmed from the man himself, it was filmed, and it very well could be cut, as we know. But hopefully it's not, and Christopher says it's not. So I'm hoping it's in there. So that's pretty cool, you know. And of course, Jude Courtney, who, another great guy that I've also met and interviewed, and he is phenomenal, just as a person, a gentleman, and just a great guy. One of the smartest people I've ever met, much less interviewed. To be completely honest, he's a very smart guy and very well spoken, and of course he plays Michael Myers. Nick does the breathing and makes a cameo appearance. Let's see. Yeah, Michael is too special to be on TV. Yes. Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. Like, the Halloween franchise could definitely go to TV, and I think that's where they could explore the original anthology idea. But I kind of agree that Michael, he's a little too special for TV. I'd rather like let him be mentioned, even like you could set the whole thing in Smith's Grove while he's there, even during those years that he's there, but maybe we don't see him. Maybe we see his room, and maybe he's mentioned every few episodes. But yeah, I think that'd be the way to go. Maybe other characters that we know come in and out. Other relatives of other characters, maybe. But I agree, and in my opinion too, Michael's too special for TV. I'd prefer to keep him off, but the anthology would be great. Plus, you can never have too much Halloween stuff on TV, and by Halloween I just mean the holiday and all Halloween. He should only be in the movies. Yeah, and I wouldn't even. I agree he should only be in the movies, and I know a lot of people want to see like Michael versus Jason or Michael versus Leatherface, which of course I'd be first in line to see, but in my personal opinion, I feel like he's too special for that too, honestly. I mean, not to take anything away from those other from any of the other horror icons, but I kind of hope they don't do a versus movie, because I just think I don't know. I kind of like Michael being his own thing, and he is pure evil. So, I mean, how are you going to out evil? I guess the other killer would have to more or less be the good guy. But like I said, if they were to do it, I'd be the first in line, obviously. Sean's a good dude, and Nick Castle, yes, yes, and Sean does have the best job ever. I agree. Yes, he does. Um, I've said that to my wife more than once that Sean Clark has the best job ever. He does. And if you see this, buddy, hope you're doing well. Nick is a legend. Absolutely, absolutely, he is a legend and very nice guy. And um, yeah, we can talk. Yeah, yep. And let's see, if they ever remade Season of the Witch, would you be okay with it? Again, I mean, I would rather not a remake per se, but you know, I mean, I try to be open minded when it comes to remakes in general. I mean, they're never gonna be really better than the original in 9 out of 10 cases, and I try to be open with it. But I'd prefer if they were going to do anything with Season of the Witch, um, do an update, do another one set now, all these years later, and what's Silver Shamrock up to now? What happened after that night? I don't know. But if they were going to do something like that, I would almost rather it be, again, like we said, like the anthology, where it's a whole nother Halloween story, maybe set in another town. Which that was the only thing about Season of the Witch that I ever thought that bugs me every time I see it is during the trick or treat scene where they're showing all the towns. I mean, am I the only one? Don't you guys wish that they just showed Haddonfield up there during one of those scenes? I mean, I know we see Michael on the TV, so it doesn't exactly, but I just always thought that would be like just a great little Easter egg if Haddonfield popped up there when they're doing the montage of all the kids trick or treating in all the different towns. Hell no, yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I try to be open-minded when it comes to remakes, but I prefer them not um, remake Season of the Witch. If anything, continue it. I think Halloween 2018 and even what they've done with Star Wars and even the new Terminator, I think it all says that there are ways that you can kind of requel a movie is what the term I've been using. It's a requel. It's kind of a reboot, kind of a sequel, but it's kind of redoing other sequels, so it's a bit of a requel. And it's got elements of what some remakes have in it too. So I can kind of see some of that. Let's see. Hate versus movies. Yeah, absolutely. He's too special. Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, I mean the versus movies. I mean, honestly, they just never. It never pans out as good as what we imagine in our heads. I think, the reality of them, and I enjoy Freddy versus Jason for what it is. I enjoy all the versus movies for what they are, but yeah, I mean, I don't think it's at the top of anybody's ranking of Freddy movies or Jason movies. That's not to say it's not a fun movie in its own right, but yeah, I mean, unless it's the old Universal classic monster movies where they were able to cross over all their characters, I don't know that anybody really is begging for the versus movies and as much. The kids all head explode after they put on the mask at the end. Yeah, I mean, it. One would think that they probably did. um, yeah, yeah, Pika, yeah, man, yeah. Picture the Halloween anthology series where you just see the shadow of Michael, silhouette in the background. Here's breathing, some quick random. Yeah, I mean, I think if they were gonna do an anthology series, um, whether it's on TV or even another anthology film like Season of the Witch, I would prefer them leave Michael out. Oh, but include him in some way, like Season of the Witch did. Like at least they had that kind of wink to the fans when the commercials for Halloween comes on. And I actually love my favorite scene in the whole movie of Halloween 3 is when Cochran gives his kind of you don't really know what Halloween's all about speech, and it ends with him putting the mask on Tom Atkins and walking out, and Halloween's playing on TV, and then the music from Halloween 78 becomes at that moment the soundtrack to that scene of Season of the Witch, and it's just a great kind of melding of it all, and I love that scene. So that's the way I'd want Michael to be used in any type of anthology, whether it was on film or on TV, would be, let him be in that universe in some way, but not the focus by any means. Yeah, but the story has nothing to do with Michael. Right. Yeah. I would agree with that too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Is it true that the actor that played Dr. Loomis died during Curse of Michael Myers? Yes. Well, yes, he died before the release of the film. Yes. Yes, the great Donald Pleasance. Awesome. This is fun. Thanks for participating, guys. This is fun. This is you guys are putting me a little bit more at ease with this whole being in front of the camera thing. So thank you. Yes, Donald Pleasance, we love you. Yes, man. I mean, that's one thing I'm glad that you know that there wasn't a recasting of the part in 2018, though we don't know what will happen going forward. I know there's been rumors and some reports here and there. We'll see. But yeah, nobody can touch Donald Pleasance. I mean, he made those movies, and when people say who's your favorite character in Halloween, I mean, it's got to be Loomis. I mean, all the characters are great. I mean, I love talking about 78. I love young Tommy. I love Lindsay Wallace's line of "I believe you, Tommy." You know, I love Laurie and Linda and Annie and all of them. But and of course I love Michael. But yeah, Loomis. I mean, yeah, and Donald was just so amazing in that role. I mean, he just brought such gravity to that role, and really, in doing so, brought gravity to the evil of Michael Myers, if you ask me. Yeah, he made it scary. He did. He did. Absolutely. Absolutely. He made Michael who it was. I agree completely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, how Loomis talks about Michael, especially in that first film, it sets the stage for this guy being more than a guy, for this stalker being more than just a creepy stalker. He is an it. He is the shape. He is pure evil. And yeah, I totally agree that it was Loomis that made that the reality. Loomis and then Tommy Doyle. I always say that, it was, Tommy, what's the boogeyman and being creeped out by that house and all. It was kind of, so I am looking forward to that character's return in Halloween Kills and to see how they update it. But yeah, Loomis, I mean, I totally agree. He made Michael who it is. I don't know if that's a typo, but I agree. Michael is an it. He more than a he. He is an it. He is the shape, and I think that's why the script that Carpenter and Hill wrote refers to him as the shape. and not as the killer or the man or any of that. He's the shape because he was just always a shape of terror, of evil. So Tommy could have been a doctor too. Going, yeah, yeah, no typo. Yeah, yeah. Michael isn't it. I agree completely. And yeah, Tommy. I mean, I'm curious to see what they do in the new movie about where Tommy went, and Tommy and Lonnie. You know, I've even thought, and I don't think I've ever um put this in writing or said this publicly. Just in my own head, I've wondered if if Tommy becomes, because the Paul Rudd version of Tommy in Halloween 6, he's still a pretty gentle guy and pretty, you know, and just these glimpses we're getting of Anthony Michael Hall, he's kind of a badass now. It appears maybe. Um, so I've wondered, and we haven't really seen much of Lonnie. I'm just wondering if the events of '78, how it might have changed Tommy Doyle and Lonnie Elam, and how they're going to be portrayed um in Halloween Kills. I mean, wouldn't it be weird if Tommy is the more aggressive and I don't know, more violent of the two characters now, where in after being bullied as a child and then experiencing Michael as a child and surviving that, and maybe Lonnie, I don't know, maybe he softened up, maybe he didn't. I don't know. We met his son in 2018. So let's see. It scarred him, Paul Rudd. Yeah, yeah. Paul Rudd was scarred, absolutely, and I think Tommy should absolutely be scarred. And so I'm just curious. And again, I'm just speculating on this isn't any inside thing I've heard or anything as far as that character, because I haven't heard anything, and I've um I do hear some things every now and then, but I try to avoid, in all honesty, spoiler stuff. I mean, some of it I can't avoid for obvious reasons, but if it's up to me, I try to avoid spoiler stuff, because I want to watch Halloween Kills, and every Halloween movie is as the filmmaker intends it, which with as little information as possible, and I want to be surprised as much as possible. All right. Kyle, been subbed to you for a while now. Glad you're putting yourself out here more. All right. Well, thank you, Kyle, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was saying earlier that I'm just trying to step out of my comfort zone a little bit, face my own fears, I guess, and be on camera, and yeah, we've got, a lot of subscribers here on YouTube that I've thought many times that we're kind of neglecting in a lot of ways, and especially this year, because there's been no convention coverage for obvious reasons. There's not been I'm planning to do some Halloween store walkthroughs soon, but there's not been much of that. I've tried to put together a few produced videos, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I've neglected this YouTube audience in a lot of ways over the years, and so I'm hoping to correct that and connect more with you guys, because this is such a great platform and a great format, and and my wife and so many of you guys are great at this, and I watch other people that are great at this, so I want to get better, um and yeah, I could talk about this. I could talk about this stuff all day long, so who better to talk to, and what better place to talk about it than Michael Myers Monday on YouTube, right? On the HDN channel. Paul Rudd, Tommy was crazy. He lived near Michael's. Yeah, I would have moved as far away as possible from there. Yeah, yeah. It is kind of weird. I mean, he was, like you said, he was scarred and obsessed. And I interviewed Daniel Ferrens that wrote H6, and I confirmed with him that what I always got from that film was that it was setting up Tommy to be the new Loomis going forth. And Daniel, that was his thought as well, that going forward it would be Tommy would be basically the new Loomis, and I totally have always gotten that from H6, and I love Paul Rudd's portrayal in there. So I'm very curious of how the new film is going to treat Tommy. I'm looking forward to it a lot, actually, because he's one of, like I said, he's one of my favorite characters from the original. I love all the characters though, but and I love Brian Andrews' performance. He was so young and just so good in that movie. They all were though. They were so good. But there's nothing to be scared of. But I know what you're going through. I would have had this. Yeah, go in front of the camera. Yeah. Oh well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Paul Rudd did amazing. If you think about it, yes. I mean, that was his first performance. You know, I think Clueless ended up hitting theaters first, but they filmed Halloween 6 before he even filmed Clueless. So that was his first feature film, and I've always loved him. He's one of my favorite actors. I had heard that they did try to get him back as Tommy Doyle, which I'm kind of glad it didn't work out. The reason I had heard was because he was already committed to be filming the new Ghostbusters when they were going to be filming, and so he couldn't do it. But as much as I love Paul Rudd and would love to see him reprise the role, I feel like it just would confuse people, especially when Halloween 6 is not part of the canon of this current timeline. So to bring the actor that play, I just think it'd be another case of the Halloween franchise, you know, making their own rules, which they can do that. He hates H6. I don't know that he hates it, but he did mention it in a video a few years ago. I guess it was when not Iron Man, Ant-Man, that's the one he plays. But yeah, he did mention it in there just for a second, and he didn't say anything bad about it, so that was nice. And but yeah, the word I had gotten was that they had made an offer for him to come back in Halloween Kills, and he couldn't because of Ghostbusters. I don't know 100% that that's the story, but Kyle says, "Have you heard of Dave McRae?" Yeah, I've seen a couple of his videos. Absolutely, yep, yeah, I know who Dave is. All I want is to be an extra and be on set. Yeah, me too, man. I'd love to be on set. Yeah, they filmed Halloween Kills. I'm in North Carolina, and I'm not really near Wilmington where they filmed, but it was just being in the same state, and it was burning me up that I couldn't get out there to stalk the set like I wanted to. But there's always another film on the horizon, so you never know. Maybe it'll work out at some point. Film the back of my head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd love to be an extra too. I've talked to a couple people that were extras on the set of Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, and from the people I've talked to and the people you know of that I've talked to, like James, Jude, Courtney, like Christopher Nelson and people like that, they all have kind of said that set was really special in a lot of ways, and that the fans really, the filmmakers are fans of the franchise, which is great, and not just David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. I'm meaning everybody involved. The Christopher's makeup team and the hair people and the costume and just everybody involved. And that was one other thing, going back to Christopher and Sean's interview with Nick. I was just going to say that Nick did tell a neat little story, not having to do with anything in the film, but he said that right before they filmed his cameo appearance, David Gordon Green brought him in, and the whole crew was there, and David made a little announcement about how special it was to have the original Michael Myers there, and everyone applauded and just gave Nick a lot of love. And he said it just felt really special, and it his words were, it shows you the kind of love they have for the franchise and the respect they have for the gang that did it to begin with. So that was great. I had a wonderful time, and that's Nick's words. And so again, that just made me, like this crew that are making these movies more. And again, I mean, just to make any movie is is a challenge. And when you're talking about the Halloween franchise, I'm one of the most passionate fans. This fan base is, I'd say, the most passionate in horror. I mean, very, very passionate. And Mitchell with the jack-o'-lantern emoji. What's up, Mitchell? Happy Michael Myers Monday. Nick Castle. Yes, absolutely. Nick rules. Absolutely. Great guy. I hope to see him and talk to him again at some point, maybe at a convention. Remember conventions? They were fun for a while there. Hopefully we can get back to them and hopefully see some of these guys. Yeah, Nick is the best though. He's just an awesome guy. And James is great. I love James Jude Courtney as a person and as a Michael Myers. To be honest, I think he did a phenomenal job. And speaking of people in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, yeah, I mean, this year things have been weird. I had planned to do a lot more coverage leading up to Halloween Kills. So next year there's going to be a lot going on, and I can't really name names right now, but I can tell you I've got some interviews coming with some of the people involved in that film. Some that you already know are going to be in it, and maybe that I've already interviewed at some point. We're going to be doing follow-ups, and maybe some others that you may not know that are going to be in it, that I happen to know are going to be in it, and that I'm going to have some interviews with next year, or at some point closer to the film. It'll probably be in 2021. Just a little teaser out there, but let's see. Yeah, Courtney is talented. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's great. And if you ever get to meet him, or if you haven't read my interview with him, I mean, check that out. He's an awesome guy. And we've also posted some clips of him from some of the conventions we've covered. And he's just a really well-spoken guy, and how he approached the character, how he approaches everything, just his life. He's a great guy, very smart. Yeah, he could put all of us in the hospital if he wanted to. He's awesome. Let's see, Mitchell, this live feed will be awesome on Mondays. Thank you for creating this. You have the badass connections. Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. And thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if anybody would even want to watch. So thanks for being here, those of you that are watching. And yeah, maybe we can start making this a regular thing. And for those of you that do participate in Michael Myers Mondays on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook doesn't usually get quite as many Michael Myers Monday posts, but Twitter and Instagram, we started that hashtag back in 2013, and it's just taken on a life of its own, which is great, and I love it. And every Monday, more and more people use the hashtag and participate. And I think I've created maybe one or two memes, Michael Myers Monday memes ever, and all the rest you see have been just other people that have taken the reins, and some of them are really cool and funny, and some not so much, but some I really love. So maybe one day I'll do that. We'll sit and talk about some of the best Michael Myers Monday memes I've seen, or ones you guys have seen. But but the whole idea, in 2013 was, I guess, the origin of Michael Myers Monday in a nutshell was just, a hashtag that hadn't been used before that could celebrate our favorite horror killer. Um, and what better day than Monday? Everybody hates Mondays, so I figured, this will be something to look forward to on Mondays instead of dreading, because, like most people, Mondays tend to be a little bit dreadful. so, so yeah, hashtag Michael Myers Monday was born in October of 2013, and like I said, it's taken on a life of its own since then. So, thank you guys for participating and getting into it, and for always, you know, for supporting Halloween Daily News, whether it's on our main site, which is always appreciated, here on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. If you've just ever liked something or shared something or made a nice comment or any of that, yeah, I mean, I'll just take this opportunity to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it is, um, it's uh, a work of passion, and um, you know, you guys make it make it all possible and make it fun. And we need alcohol on Monday. Yes, I know. Yeah, I got water right here tonight. So yeah, next week, maybe we'll bring some alcohol into the mix. Yeah, I honestly did not expect to be talking this long. I thought I'd jump on here for 5 minutes and say hi if anybody tuned in. And but you guys are keeping me yapping. So yeah, I can stop anytime. Y'all just tell me when you've had enough. I can, but as you can see, I could go on too. So, um, let's see. James is a professional. Yeah, James is awesome. Love James. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Yeah, he definitely takes being Michael very serious. Absolutely. He takes the role very seriously, and I was thrilled when I got to interview him in 2018, and I I feel like I kind of got to introduce a lot of the fans to James and his story and where he comes from, and how he approached the whole thing, and it was an honor and a pleasure, to be honest. I was geeking out interviewing him, as I do every time I'm interviewing anybody that's played Michael Myers or been involved in these films. I mean, I'm geeking out every time. Every time I meet them, even if I've already met them, I'm geeking out. I've seen James a couple times now in person. I geek out every time, and same with Nick Castle, same with Nick Castle, and yeah, all these guys. I mean, they're you know, as you guys know, when you watch these films like we do, as often as we do, and you watch them every year or multiple times a year for years, for decades, and then here they are. Here's the guy right in front of you. It's like, it's just unbelievable. Or here's one of the actors. Yeah, Danielle, yeah, she's amazing. And another awesome person, and another person that every time I've talked to her, and I think I've talked to her, I think 3 different times over the years, at conventions and stuff. And the last time was at Mad Monster Party, actually, and they were so awesome at Mad Monster. They always are. It's our favorite convention. They put our booth right next to Danielle that year, and James was on the other side of us. So I mean, it was kind of the best. I gotta say, it was pretty awesome to be sandwiched in between those two people for 3 days, and but I was geeking out every minute of it, honestly, every minute of it, because they're awesome, and yeah, as I do with all the cast members. This year's Mad Monster Party, way back in February, right before everything went to hell. This year we were next to PJ Souls. I mean, Yeah, and this was again like the probably the third or fourth time I've talked to her, and she's always just so nice, so cool, and just so nice, and so many people, especially from the '78 film. Um, but pretty much everybody I've talked to from this franchise has been amazing, but especially that crew from that '78. They are just, you know, they're just really down to earth people. All the ones I've talked to and had the pleasure of meeting or interviewing or even just shaking their hand once in a while, which is another thing I wonder if we'll ever be doing again, shaking people's hand. Probably not, I imagine. But PJ Souls was the nicest I ever met. Kissed me on the cheek and all. Yep. Yeah. It was like she knew me. I know. I know. Yeah, she's awesome. Absolutely. She is awesome. I agree. She's so nice and just sweet and just so nice. And yeah. Yeah, it was great. That was another Mad Monster Party 2020, spending 3 days next to her, having her table right next to ours at Mad Monster. That was awesome. Yeah, Peter. She was the innocent one. Jamie was the badass. She is a gem. Yes. Yep, that's very true. Yeah, they always say that. Jamie always tells that story that she was much more like Linda in and Annie in real life than like Lori at that point in her life. And yeah, I would meet her again in a heartbeat. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I hope to talk to all of them again at some point. And every chance I get, it's always exciting to communicate with them. I mean, and like I said, it's just been an honor over the years to get to meet some of my heroes and idols that I grew up watching from this franchise and just from, other horror movies, just other movies. I mean, it's all been so, you know, uh, I I feel lucky and gracious to them for giving me a few minutes, whether it's at a convention and I'm just there as a paid fan, which has happened plenty of times, or if I'm there in some official capacity as HDN, or whether it's been an interview over the phone. I mean, some of these people I've only talked to over the phone. That was one of the coolest things at H4O, at the H4O reunion in Pasadena. With some of the people I'd interviewed over the years, I actually got to meet in person for the first time. Some of them I already had, but there were quite a few that I had interviewed over the phone for the website, and we got to meet face to face in person for the first time. So that was pretty cool. I want to meet Jamie so badly. Yeah, yeah, I'd love to meet her too. And I don't know. I mean, she said she'd never do another convention, but I mean, I say never. And she made a lot of money for charity at that one convention she did a few years ago. So I say never. And you know, she maybe she'll do another one and give the money for charity. I mean, she realized how much money that could give, that could generate by her being there. And I don't think she realized that before that convention. So I could see it happening. Yeah, just her would sell out a whole building, a whole yeah, it would. They wouldn't even need anybody else. Is this a full-time job for you or a Halloween daily contract? Well, this I have a lot of jobs actually. I mean, I do this every day, pretty much all day, but I do have other jobs. I work as a photographer here in our local community. I do a lot of when I'm not writing for this website. I write for a few other websites, and but yeah, my other main job, other than running Halloween Daily News, is as a professional photographer. I do a lot of portrait photography when I'm not writing and shooting Halloween related stuff or horror related stuff. But but yeah, I Halloween Daily. It's always on my mind. It never goes away. It's always every day's Halloween. I live and breathe that, and that's why I launched the site, honestly. And my wife, she helps me. She's my co-editor and my proofreader, and she helps me out, and helps on the other side of the business too with managing our photography business. And she's got a lot of talents in her own right. She's a musician as well and plays violin. And so but yeah, that's what I do for the most part when I'm not writing. Is I'm out shooting photos somewhere. Often we live in like a beach vacation area. It's called the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I don't know if you know where that is. Our little town is actually called Kill Devil Hills. You can Google it. It's real. I'm not making it up. It's a real place. It's actually right where the Wright brothers flew the first powered airplane, and yeah. So that's what I do when I'm not doing Halloween Daily News stuff. Is I am usually taking photos, usually on the beach, of families and sometimes weddings, or sometimes just anybody. Every now and then we get to do like a cosplay type shoot, or something cool horror related locally here, with our photography side of the business, which is a great melding. And then of course we go to conventions. We sell stuff. We got into retail recently, so got a lot of jobs going on. So but the Halloween never ends. Every day is Halloween, absolutely. And okay, you're in Jersey. All right, awesome, awesome, very cool. Well, if any of you guys ever make it down to the Outer Banks, I don't know if you will, or certainly anytime soon, but when you do, yeah, let me know, man. We're here, and it's a little island community, literally on an island on the edge of North Carolina, and it's a tourist area, and that's where we live. Watch more video. Oh wow, awesome. Oh, your granddad was born here. Amazing. That is amazing. Wow. Wow, Mitchell, that's awesome, man. Man, small world, right? Halloween bringing people together with Kill Devil Hills ties. Wow, that's awesome. That's great to hear. One day I'll visit. I always wanted to hit NC. Yeah, yeah, you should. And like I said, I mean, we're out here on the one end of NC. On the other, on the west side of the state, is Charlotte, and that's where the Mad Monster Party is every year, and we go to that every year too. So I don't know. Maybe you want to build your trip around that. I mean, we're kind of on opposite ends of the state, that event and where we live, so they're not really close together, but NC is NC, and Mad Monster, I know they're planning to come back in February again to Charlotte, and we plan to be there, if everything aligns and conventions are happening again then. My sister works with Blumhouse. Oh, wow. Awesome. So she has serious love with Jason Blum. Very cool, man. Wow. See, now I'm jealous of you and your sister. See? That's great though. That's awesome. What does she do with Blumhouse? I'm just curious. Yes, the Myers House NC. Yes. That's another thing I'm happy to plug. Yeah, if you do come to North Carolina, and that is probably about midway between where we're at and where Charlotte is, so you could almost get your whole run of the state between Mad Monster and Charlotte, Myers House NC, and then where we're at in Kill Devil Hills out on the coast. But yes, if you're in North Carolina and you're a Myers fan, yeah, you want to check out the Myers House NC. It's awesome. We went there many years ago, actually. I need to get back there, and it's an awesome life-size replica of the house, and So much so that Kenny, who lives there and built it, he went to Pasadena and like got, went to the city records and got like blueprints and measurements and all, and the things in his house that are not exactly like the actual house. He can tell you exactly how many inches they're different and what's different and where. And but it's awesome. Yeah, that's another thing. If you come to North Carolina and you're a Myers fan, which if you're watching this, obviously you are, then yeah, you need to be there at the Myers house. You need to check it out and tell Kenny we said hi, because he's awesome. Um, they should film in his house. Yeah, yeah, I could see that happening. And again, I mean, they did film in Wilmington, North Carolina. His house isn't too far. It's a few hours north of there, but it's kind of northwest. But I don't know. I don't have any inside scoop, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they did go there, make a day trip or something. I don't know. I mean, I've I've not talked to him about that. But I'm sure that they, the producers meeting were well aware that when they realized they were going to film in North Carolina, that there was a Myers house replica in North Carolina. So, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, they should definitely shoot there. Mitchell says marketing and media. She also is contracted with Warner Brothers. Wow. Very cool. Wow, that's impressive. Awesome. Very nice. Yeah, now I'm jealous of her. That's great. She rich. That's funny. Awesome. Well, let's see. Did we cover all of the Myers news of this week? I think we did. Yeah, there's always new stuff. Always new Myers stuff happening, even when we have to wait over a year for the next film. There's always stuff happening with Michael Myers, as you guys know. Have you been following the Fright Rags reveals of their H78 Nano Force figures? That's pretty awesome. You guys gonna get some of them? I'm waiting for my face mask, my Michael face mask I ordered from them. I think that's coming this month. I'll see you on Facebook. Okay, man. All right, Daryl. Yep. We'll talk. Sounds good, man. Thank you. Just a steel box, right? The small ones. The small figures. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about. The little tiny. They're supposed to be like the old little green army men, but they're doing them in orange and black instead of green. And every week, Fright Rags has been revealing one of them, because they've got, gosh, how many do they have coming out? It's like a set of, I don't know, what was the set? I'm looking that up. Was it 20 figures maybe? 12. That's how many. Yeah, so every Thursday they're revealing another one, and actually 13 figures. There's going to be 12 small ones and then one bigger one, and yeah, pretty sure the bigger one's going to be Michael. But they're awesome. They're little 2-inch plastic figures, and Fright Rags, we love that company. They're always doing such awesome stuff. Yeah, all of them is about 200. Yeah. Take this to another level on a regular basis. Your videos will be streamed on Twitter, any platform that allows. How many supposed to? Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, I could, you know, I could see doing this some more. I mean, this has been fun and not as nerve-wracking and stressful as I thought going live would be. So thank you. And yeah, I only just posted about this. Well, I posted a thing last week. I was because I thought about doing this last Monday, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just ask people on Twitter and IG if they'd want to see a live stream on Michael Myers Monday, and a lot of you guys said yes, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll just jump on for a few minutes tonight and see if anybody tunes in, if anybody's watching, and if I can come up with anything to say, and and you guys have done just that. So awesome. Rock this out. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's awesome to hear. Awesome. Love that. Yeah, you guys are making it totally worth my time. So thank you for doing this. Yep, did it. So now the big hurdle is over with. On the first live broadcast. So yeah, now we can do more. I think we should. Yeah, and we could even like I said, we could have more themed Michael Myers Mondays, even, talk about certain aspects or certain films. I loved when Blumhouse and Trancas Films loves you. I hope they do. I yeah, we actually 2018 was awesome because Blumhouse actually used the Michael Myers Monday hashtag for a while in the build up to that film, and a lot of the cast members still do. Tyler Mane did for a while. He hadn't much lately, and Ryan Turek adores you. Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that's true. If you're telling me that, I'm gonna say that I told you that, and that she's got the inside scoop. So I'll take it as fact. Thank you, Mitchell, for that. That's awesome to hear. I love it. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all of this, and I'm a fan first before any of the other stuff. And that's what I always say is that, I mean, I'm a journalist, I'm a photographer, I'm a writer, but at the end of the day, I mean, what am I first and foremost? I'm a fan, really. I mean, I love this stuff, and I love horror movies in general. But I mean, the Halloween franchise, it's the best, in my opinion. I mean, it's my favorite, and yeah, I live and breathe it all the time. So thank you, and yeah, thanks to all you guys for watching tonight. And yeah, I think next week probably need to add a little alcohol to the mix, and then we'll be off and running. And maybe I'll you guys can shoot me some questions or something in advance, or some stuff that you might want to hear about. I thought at one point about maybe it'd be cool to go through, because we launched HGN in 2012, and I've done a lot of interviews, and every now and then I try to like reshare an interview. um Actually, that's one more thing we could talk about if you want, is this past week I was going to mention was the anniversary of the release of Halloween H2O, um, the 22nd anniversary. And I reshared my interview with Christopher Nelson, which actually took place in 2018. Or, sorry, not Christopher Nelson, with Christopher Duran. Excuse me. Sorry to both gentlemen. Yeah, Chris Duran, who played Michael in H2O, and I reshared that, and he offered some really cool tidbits about the movie. And one of the most interesting things from that interview, um, I had kind of heard it before, but I heard it, straight from Chris's mouth, that yeah, he kind of threw his hat in the ring to be considered as Michael in the 2018 film, because as they were before they hired James, and so that would have been kind of interesting, and it's just interesting to me that he was involved in that. He also talked about all the many masks that were used in that film. So check that interview out if you haven't already. It was posted, like I said, originally published in 2018, but it came out like right before Christmas, so I think a lot of people might have missed that. So every now and then I try to change it and or try to reshare it. And another cool interview I did regarding H2O, while we're talking about that, I did this one a few years ago, but with Adam Hahn Bird, who played Charlie in the film, and he gave me some interesting tidbits about the original script that he read when he signed on to the movie, and it was eventually changed, but some stuff there about who the killer was originally going to be in that film in H2O, and some interesting stuff. So go to HalloweenDailyNews.com, and I'll share links to all these things I talked about down in the at the bottom of this video, so you can find it too if you come back to this later. And but yeah, love some H2O, and let's see, expect a number of vids to be uploaded from your channel over the next 3 days. Awesome. Thank you, Mitchell, for all the support, man. I totally appreciate it. Yeah. Well, cool, guys. Yeah, I think we've been talking, wow, almost an hour and a half. Yeah. Definitely didn't plan on going this long, but hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much. And yeah, if all goes well and as planned, hopefully we can do it again next Monday, and maybe sooner, who knows. But yeah, keep hitting me up. Let me know, what you want to talk about, what stuff. Like I said, I've interviewed a lot of people. I've thought before that maybe it'd be a fun thing to kind of go back to some of my older interviews and kind of almost give you my commentary on, what the interview was like just from my point of view. I mean, you can read the interviews anytime, but just what it was like from my point of view. So maybe that's something we can do some weeks when there's not much news to talk about. So all right, good night, bro. Nice chatting. Yes, great chatting with you. Thank you again for hanging out. Again, sorry to tie you all up for this long. I really didn't plan on being on here more than 5 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes was what I was thinking. So, but yeah, I guess I can talk on camera after all. So thanks for helping me get through this. And yeah, let's do it again, guys. And I guess this is when I say make sure you've subscribed, hit the like button, all that good stuff. Feel free to drop me any comments, stuff that you want to talk about. And if there's stuff you don't want to talk about, or stuff that you do want to talk about that doesn't involve the franchise, but maybe it involves other Halloween franchises or other Halloween stuff about Halloween the holiday, let me know about that too, because we could do that too. I could talk about all this stuff, as you can see, all night. And yeah, my wife and my son have heard it all a million times, so they're probably thankful that I'm here spilling it all to you guys instead for a change. So anyway, thanks everybody. I'm gonna go now. Happy Michael Myers Monday, and take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, and yeah, I'll see you next time.